Morning on DC News Now. We're talking about a few clouds strolling in right now, mainly for our southern zones. But aside from that, quiet start to our Tuesday. We're tracking those temperatures in the 40s for much of the area. More details looking towards the rest of that Tuesday afternoon and 7-day forecast coming up.
Also coming up, breaking overnight, one person is dead, 3 others recovering after a shooting in Prince George's County. We're live at the scene with what investigators know so far.
Plus, new video from the deadly school shooting in Nashville, the latest details and what officers say the shooter did before the attack.
And changes could be coming to D.C. public schools. How school system leaders say new policies could boost student safety on campus.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, good Tuesday morning to you at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside on this Tuesday morning. It's a bit warmer today, Jackie, than it has been.
Yeah, we're going to be tracking temperatures right now, at least in the district, right at 50 degrees right now. We'll continue to notice those temperatures climbing back into the upper 50s to near 60 this afternoon under a mix of sun and clouds. But out there right now, starting to notice a few clouds strolling in, especially for our southern zones and across much of our Commonwealth right now. But farther off towards the north, seeing mainly clear conditions off towards the 4-state region as well as the mountains region as well. Satellite radar wider view shows us again, it's a dry start out there, not tracking anything on radar, just satellite showing us the clouds. That low that tracked across our area yesterday is now well off the coastline. So for the kids this morning, we'll just need maybe that jacket, considering temperatures are into the 40s this morning. Sunrise is just ahead of 7 a.m. and we'll continue to notice a mix of sun and clouds out there through the next several hours. Highs today, those will be bouncing back low to mid 50s to the north, upper 50s to near 60 farther south. We'll be a little bit warmer tomorrow with mainly sun-filled skies for your Wednesday. Thursday also looking quite nice out there, but a bit cooler in comparison to Wednesday. I'll certainly have more details. Look out towards the rest of that 7-day coming up. But Shanika's here with the all-important traffic update. What do you need to know before hitting the road?
Well, you're waking up to 2 issues this morning. We're looking at 66 heading westbound right near Nutley Street. This is in a work zone. You're going to find a crash. It is slowing things down, but not as bad though. You are beginning to move, so traffic is breaking up. Flipping over to the maps, you're seeing congestion all the way through coming off of the Beltway, and again 66 heading westbound. The other crash I'm talking about over the Anacostia Freeway, and that is right past Pennsylvania Avenue. It is to the right, and it's 2 vehicles involving.
All right, Shanika, thank you. And your Know and Go headlines this morning. New video showing a shooter breaking into a school, firing shots and walking around that school in Nashville. 3 staffers and 3 9-year-olds were killed. The shooter was later shot by police. Police say they believe this was a targeted attack.
A new bill in D.C. is designed to increase safety in schools. It would create a new position at each school to oversee safety on campus. That person would work as a liaison between schools and law enforcement agencies. Our Tosin Fakile has details on this bill coming up in just a few minutes.
And a new push to bring back the historic White's Ferry. The current owners say they're not getting anywhere when it comes to buying the Virginia landing site from Rockland Farm. The ferry owners say their $1.1 million bid was rejected. They say they will now try selling their land to Montgomery County.
The question is, did you smell smoke around the district yesterday? If you did, you are not alone. Several DMV fire departments say they got reports about a smoky smell. The Fairfax Fire Department confirmed yesterday that it came from a wildfire hundreds of miles away in North Carolina.
Coming up on 6:03 on this Tuesday morning, we're following some breaking news. A man is dead after a shooting outside a gentleman's club in Prince George's County. DC News Now's Lex Wars is live at that scene right now. And Lex, this shooting sent multiple people to the hospital.
Yeah, that's right. 4 people were shot just outside, or here actually, at the area code Gentlemen's Club. 3 men and 1 woman, and one of those men dying at the hospital. You can see behind me, it is busy here. Police and investigators are still here on the scene working to figure out exactly what happened, but you can see dozens of evidence markers just outside of the club here on the ground. Prince George's County Police tell me that some of the victims were hit in the parking lot, but others were hit inside of the building. That bullets did go through and into the building here when the shooting happened, and that was around 12:40 this morning. The club was open at the time. According to the business website, it is open until 2 o'clock in the morning on weekdays. Now, it's still unclear exactly why the shooting happened. Like I said earlier, investigators still here on the scene working to figure out exactly what happened and put all of those pieces together this morning. One thing they are trying to figure out exactly is if any of these victims were people who worked here at the club. Right now, they do have this portion of Chillum Road blocked off. Traffic active already this morning, and people are having to go through the parking lot right here just across the street. But it's not too big of an inconvenience for them at this time. Of course, as we get more information, police do expect to be giving us an update a little bit later today. Live in Hyattsville, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. New photos into our newsroom overnight. 2 firefighters are hurt and 5 people displaced after flames ripped through a Silver Spring, Maryland home. Now, Montgomery County crews got the call around 9 o'clock last night for a fire along Adventurin Way. Everyone in the home got out okay, but both firefighters were told are expected to recover. Right now, it is not clear what caused the fire. Crews are estimating the damage to be around $600,000.
Very tragic. It's 2 blocks from our house. It could happen at any school.
Shock, sadness. I kind of felt, well, we've made the list in not a good way.
And new details this morning. Police say the person who shot and killed 6 people at a Nashville school planned the attack.
Police have identified 28-year-old Audrey Hale as the shooter. Officers say Hale killed 6 people, including 3 young children, yesterday. Police say Hale had made a detailed map of the school and even did surveillance of the property before that shooting. New video this morning showing the moments Hale breached the building. Here you can see Hale shooting her way into the building through a side entrance. Armed with 2 assault-style rifles and a handgun, Hale climbed to the 2nd floor while actively shooting.
Officers got to the 2nd level. They saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers.
Now, as of right now, there is no motive for the shooting, but police do say this was a targeted attack. Officers say the shooter did leave behind a written manifesto. And in the wake of that shooting, President Biden is once again calling on Congress to pass his assault weapons ban.
Tennessee Senators Marsha Blackburn and Bill Hagerty opposed that bill. Now, both responded to the tragedy yesterday, saying their offices are in contact with federal, state, and local officials. Other Congress members expressing their heartbreak and calling for action.
Our prayers for the families in Nashville.
Once again, thoughts and prayers are not enough.
It's heartbreaking, a family's worst nightmare. And I want to commend the police who responded incredibly swiftly. We have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
As of this morning, there have been more than 130 mass shootings in the U.S. this year. That's according to the nonprofit Gun Violence Archive. Now, the organization has been tracking gun violence since 2013. This year, nearly 60 children up to the age of 11 have been killed by gun violence, and close to 130 have been injured. Meantime, more than 340 teens from 12 to 17 have been killed by gun violence as well. Close to 830 have been injured. Having someone in charge of safety at every school in the district.
That is right. That is what one bill before the D.C. Council is looking to do. It is called the School Safety Enhancement Amendment. Our Tosin Vakili is live this morning at D.C. Public Schools headquarters breaking down this bill. Tosin, good morning.
Good morning, Tanaya and Corey. This bill was introduced by Ward 5 Council member Zachary Parker, and he says the School Safety Enhancement Amendment Act would create safety directors for every single school in the district. The job of these safety directors would be to oversee safety in each school. The bill would also create the role of assistant safety director in high schools. Altogether, these roles of safety director and assistant safety director would be to be a liaison between D.C. police and other government agencies. Now, D.C. school officials say the district has school resource officers, but Councilmember Parker says the SROs are already doing a lot. Now, safety is top of mind and is a concern not just for school and city leaders, but also for loved ones who drop off their kids or pick them up at schools.
Somebody driving by shooting me, because they're trying to shoot somebody else. Teachers are stretched thin, school leaders are stretched thin, and it makes it hard to keep school buildings safe. SROs are not in each school all day. We have SROs that are split between schools.
And Councilman Parker says currently about 60 school resource officers patrol DC schools, and adds next year funding will only provide about 40 SROs. That's 20 less than what DC schools currently have. Now, 5 other council members have co-signed this bill by Parker, and city leaders are saying they want to do everything they can to put things in place to make sure that kids are safer in schools. So what is the price tag for this plan to hire more people? Well, Councilmember Parker says his people are crunching the numbers, but he does add that no price is too high to keep students safe. We're live in DC. I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now. Back to you.
All right, Tosin, thank you. Coming up on 610, developing this morning, a new push to update the historic White's Ferry. Now, the ferry was used for more than 200 years to take drivers from Montgomery County, Maryland to Loudoun County, Virginia.
The current owners of White's Ferry say they are not getting anywhere when it comes to buying the Virginia landing site from Rockland Farm. Now, that group bought the ferry in February of 2021 after it closed in December of the previous year. They say they have been working with Maryland and Virginia leaders to develop an offer that could reopen the ferry. The group says their offer was $1.1 million for 1.4 acres of land. They say that bid was apparently rejected. The owners say they will now try selling the land to Montgomery County.
It's a major inconvenience. It adds to their time. It adds to the traffic on Route 15. It's adding to pollution. It's a major inconvenience for the community.
One of the co-owners of Rockland Farms in Virginia spoke with DC News Now about why they rejected the sale. They say, quote, "The reason that Rockland Farm turned down the $1.1 million combined offer is that we will not accept a flat fee for our Virginia landing." They added, "We have also located a nationally based company that will work with both sides to get the ferry up and running again and operate it." Now, prior to its closure, nearly 1,100 people use that ferry each day to get across the Potomac. All right, well, people in the DMV have been reporting a strange smell in the air. Some people say it smelled like smoke.
It turns out the smell was likely smoke that drifted from a wildfire in North Carolina. Now, several DMV fire departments say they got reports about the smell. They then forwarded the message to concerned residents that the smoke was coming from hundreds of miles away. Those fires were in Tyrrell County, North Carolina. The smell has since been blown away as winds continue to move east.